least it can drive itself up on the trailer. Good for inclines. It just won't stop. Yeah, a tow truck is never a good way to start your day, but that's what happened here. My Hummer H2 actually tried to kill me. I think a brake line blew because I hit the brakes on a turn and I had almost no brakes. Maybe the rear ones were still working, but the front ones were definitely gone, and it was leaving a trail of brake fluid everywhere it went. That's definitely not a car you want to lose your brakes with. My Imperial might be a little worse because that thing's a battering ram, but still the Hummer, this giant thing. Thank goodness I was going at a low speed and turning into my neighborhood so I didn't have to go far. But it's off on a tow truck to the car wizard. We'll visit it later to confirm my suspicions that a brake line has blown. But first we're going to head down to my detailer who has just finished up with my Ford Raptor. While it was down there, it also got re-border patrolled. I haven't seen it in person yet. I am really excited. In typical Hoopty musical chairs fashion though, I have to figure out a way to get down there without Ubering, so I've decided to clean up the SLK55 AMG. That's my wife's car, but we're actually selling it. I'll do a video on why soon, but it definitely needs to be cleaned up before it's sold. She's probably never washed it in the 8 months she's owned it. Look at this beautiful dirty thing. Unfortunately, my irrigation system runs on well water, really hard well water, and it gets these water spots on that are really difficult to get off if it gets caught in the sprinklers. Gonna take some wet sanding and buffing to really get this paint back to new. Man, this thing's dirty, but it's nice. I can see how I talked her into driving this thing. But back to the Raptor. The Raptor is still very broken, for those who didn't see the first two videos. I bought the cheapest Raptor in the USA by a lot. I traded my equity and he gave me some cash. If you do the math, I got it for $7,000 plus $1,000 shipping. Didn't know if it ran or drove. Turns out it was just a fuel pump relay that was stopping this thing from running. And that's it. It drove fine. It still had other issues that we need to sort out, but the big surprise was the original owner of my Raptor was the U.S. Border Patrol. It was owned by the U.S. government and used to protect our southern border for the first 6 years and 150,000 miles of its life. And it had a very, very hard life. I dropped it off at my detailer because I think it had never been cleaned thoroughly in its entire life, and it was completely coated with dirt and sand from the previous owner that had it briefly. He went off-roading on the beach and boogered it all up. So I just wanted all the layers of crud knocked off on this thing just so I could see if there's still a Raptor underneath. And while I was there, a buddy of mine, Zach, who does car wraps and graphics and decals, decided to pay a little tribute to the Border Patrol. Basically restore this thing back to a Border Patrol vehicle with a twist. Hello!
Hello.
Your intro, the one we filmed a few days ago, it might make the blooper reel at the end.
Uh-oh.
I asked him who's the best detailer in town or something like that, and he just looked at the camera and froze. And I bought it to the right place, haven't I?
Yes, sir.
A little shameless self-promotion there. Go ahead, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. What do you want me to say?
He didn't know. So, plugs here, plugs.
I'm Thomas. I'm owner of Till Auto Detailing.
Yes. And Zach is the one who made this thing look like a Border Patrol Raptor again. Snap restyling. He also wrapped my 911 Turbo, same dude. So I really appreciate you guys doing this all for free for promotion on the channel. Really, thank you very much.
You said you're just gonna give me money, right?
Oh.
All right, I don't want to wait anymore. Let's see it. Open it up.
All right.
Open. They didn't do this for free. Oh my Lord. It's the Hoopty Patrol. It's perfect. I don't know which one of you I love more at this point because one made it all shiny and the other one made it cool. So Why are you guys standing behind? Come here, come. Okay, talk about what you all did, because this is like smooth now, as opposed to being basically sandpaper for paint.
So basically what I did, I gave it a 2-stage paint correction. And usually on something like this, there was a little bit of a time constraint, so I couldn't spend as much time perfecting it as I wanted. So I wet sanded the areas that needed it, like back here where it said Border Patrol was wet sanded. To get rid of the outline of the old lettering.
Yeah.
Areas right here were wet sanded to get rid of where the outline of this line used to be.
Well, it's always going to have its battle scars from the 5 years in the Border Patrol, but now it's cleaned up. I can actually see a Raptor underneath layers and layers of dirt and junk, and it's so clean you could probably just eat off of it now, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You have flavored? No?
Oh. Never seen anything
It doesn't
do
taste
that before.
Well, it's clean. So I didn't want to do like a Stolen Valor kind of thing and do a full-out Border Patrol, you know, with everything. I didn't want to scare people, and I don't know if that's totally legal or not. Probably is, but still I didn't want to do it. So that's why instead of saying Border Patrol, it's the same amount of letters to say Hoopty Patrol. And now this is my Hoopty Patrol rescue vehicle. Of course, the green stripe is right out of the Border Patrol. And instead of it saying Department of Homeland Security or whatever it would say on the door, I figured I'd just do a flag. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section what you think, because I don't know if the flag is too much, if it's just too busy, or I don't know. I like it right now, but I may simplify it a little bit. I may take some of your work off. I like it right now. So sharp. And then I didn't ask for this, but Zach did it for me. So tell us where you got this inspiration from.
I got that from doing some investigation on when you started your Hoovies Garage YouTube channel. So I checked that out and I was like, Hoopty Patrol. And then you started your channel on September 7th, 2016.
We're almost 3 years exactly now. And now I have a Raptor. It's always going to have its battle scars. At first I was wanting Zach to wrap all of this, the fender flares, which are all scratched up and destroyed, but you know, it's kind of part of the character. It's part of the patina now that I just decided not to. You could fix all these bumps and, you know, where it slammed into things over the years. There's a lot of damage back here on this rear quarter, but I mean, it's just all kind of part of the truck's story. Yeah, you guys did a great job, and it wasn't free. I think I paid you already, right?
Yes.
I don't owe you. I owe you money.
Just a little bit. I couldn't.
That still doesn't work. There's a lot more to do with this thing. I'm kind of doing it backwards, making it look pretty first, and then fixing all the mechanical issues, which is why now we're going to go up to the Car Wizard, check on the Hummer H2 that I just had towed up there, and then see another car that's finished. So I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna pay you. You're already paid. Goodbye. Wizard!
All I can say is, whoa!
The Hoopty Patrol! Hoopty Patrol. It's our Hoopty recovery vehicle.
Even has a tribute to any fallen Border Patrol agents in the line of duty.
Yes, do you like that? Because I don't know. One thing, I'm just worried about the Fallen Valor deal. You were in the Army, but also it's just kind of busy. There's a lot going on here on the side. So what do you think?
I think that anybody that's died protecting the country in any form, that's totally valid.
I see.
Totally cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's all clean now. It's ready for you to start tearing into with the transfer case and that front. Oh, that front differential mount was really bad.
The front and the seats, get them working, and the door latches on the back.
Yeah, the door. Yeah, people do need to get out of the back now. We're not going to be hauling any incarcerated people in the back of this. J&J Auto Wrecking will be sending that transfer case any moment now, so we can get started. But also the Off-Road Alliance. It's a big aftermarket truck, like off-road outfitting place. They actually supply the police with all of their tactical stuff, anything that they need accessory-wise with the Raptors. They saw my video, and they're sending us a bunch of stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we have that to look forward to, but now I'm curious, Wizard, what happened to the Hummer, my other off-road warrior?
It's kind of follow the trail. If you follow the trail all the way to the back, there's a brake fluid trail.
Really?
I won't tell you where the Hummer is. You follow it.
Well, it's kind of hard to miss back there, but
you can follow.
It's a trail of tears of brake fluid. Oh, noes. Oh, noes.
Kind of like Blue's Clues or something.
Yeah, it was a pretty catastrophic failure of some brake something or other. Oh, there's a nice little puddle there. That's where you had to go all the way out to back up and then back it in.
Up and, yep.
And then you hit the brakes one last time and there's all your rags. Huh. Oh no.
I can get online and get every brake line that goes to this entire vehicle for a couple $100.
And
I
then
would spend that time trying to patch everything.
how much to install it all?
Probably hour and a half. It's
Oh,
not very hard.
not bad at all. They'd already been patched in the back once, but yeah, we can just redo it. That's fine, especially if it's that
It'd be
affordable.
safer and, yeah.
Yes, I don't want that to happen again. That was yeah.
Scary.
I almost needed to take this one to the detailer because of never mind. So you've been making more progress with the other cars.
Yes.
So the DeLorean's in liftoff mode because there's something dangling out of it.
It's an AC line that goes all the way up to the condenser up front.
I
Linked to
see.
the car, and it blew out. That's why your AC quit.
Oh,
It's old, hard, brittle line.
but you can fix the line.
Yeah, I can just take it and have the ends put onto some new line.
Nice. And then the fuel lines, you already did that, and the accumulator and everything.
Well, the accumulator we need to get done. We need to get it installed. Up underneath there's some plastic lines and also up by the fuel pump that are just brittle and just...
All the fuel lines are falling apart. I was warned that this thing could catch on fire if I didn't replace them, and since I've been there before, I ordered the fuel lines immediately. So this is my new accumulator.
It is.
And you're holding the old one?
It's just a vacuum port. There shouldn't be fuel in here. But this old one, it's got gas all in it.
So that means it's just flooded with gas and
Yeah,
not
if
doing any kind of a fuel accumulating. It's not doing its job, right?
It's supposed to be sealed off. It's a vacuum port.
I see.
There's not supposed to be gas inside of this portion of it.
He's putting car parts in his mouth.
I'm not going to suck on that one.
Don't suck on that one. Although I wouldn't be surprised. Huh. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel on this DeLorean.
Yes.
That'll be amazing.
Much better.
And we've actually reached the end of the tunnel with this.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So my E63 just had an intakeectomy?
Intakeectomy?
I don't know, a procedure where the intake was removed, right?
Yeah.
And it went well?
Yeah, we pulled the intake. I don't think the actual gaskets were leaking. The intake comes in half like 2 turtle shell halves.
Oh.
And the factory uses black silicone to seal that up, and that's just, not corroded, but it went bad.
Just with age.
It's just sucking in air.
Kind of like my 911 Turbo with those coolant pipes that are glued in and they just fall apart with age. So it's kind of the same thing with this intake.
All that up, resealed it, put it back together. We put new gaskets anyhow, and it starts up smooth now. It doesn't.
So no more check engine light, no more little stumbling on the cold start.
No.
Have I finally reached the end of the repairs, catching up with this E63? Like, how much was this? How much does this cost?
$412.
$412. So almost $5,000 later. Hopefully, it gives me a honeymoon now. Please no lights, please no lights, please no lights, please no lights. No lights. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. And it's smoother than it's ever been. Usually it was a little wonky when you would cold start it, why? Because of the vacuum leak with the intake. I can't wait to go out in this thing and do some more donuts, huh?
What, donuts?
Yeah, donuts.
Don't do that.
Well, that's how I broke it last time.
You'll have to get a power steering pump at that
Another
point.
power steering pump. All right. Progress. Progress. The Hoopty Patrol.
The Hoopty Patrol.
I love it.
That, if you ever have a parade of your Hoopties, you could have that out front.
It's the Grand Marshal of the
Grand Marshal
Hoopties,
of
the Hoopty fleet. Yes, I love it. Thank you for watching.